Let's have a quick look into how you would go about assessing a Google Ads account. Now, let's say I've gotten hold of this ads account and I'm going to, have a chat to the, either the business owner or the hippo, which is the highest paid person in the organization, or whether that's an external client that I'm talking to. How would I go about assessing whether this Google Ads account is doing well or not? So let's get on to that first. First of all, I would open up the campaigns that have been run and look at impressions. So, are they getting enough impressions? Which would be my key thing to check. Because if they're not getting impressions, that means there's something fundamentally wrong, either with the cost, either with the bid strategy or the location strategy, or the time of the day strategy, or whatever the other things. If it is getting impressions and obviously clicks, then I would go on to check the CTR. Now, this, in my opinion, is the single biggest factor in determining your success. If you have a CTR below 1.5% or maybe 2%, there is a lot of scope for improvement. And if your CTR is above 2%, then obviously you can move on to what the next step would be, which will be to look at your conversion value. In this case, you can see that CTR is 0.67 and 0.53. So what that means is out of every 100 people that look at the ad, only or every two, only 0.5% and 0.6% click on the ad. So that means it takes 200 people to get one click. And that is obviously bad, not only for me, because it tells me that my ads are not that great, but it's also obviously bad for Google because people are not clicking the ads, and that means that Google is not making money. So in order for Google to make money, people need to click. And if there is no clicks, then obviously Google is not making money and it'll end up demoting your ads. So if you have a higher CTR, the higher the chance of your ad showing up at the top of the page. The other way the CTR also impacts your performance is that your quality score goes down as well. So we'll talk about that in a bit. So after I've checked the CTR, and if it's below 2%, I would obviously look at improving my ads, ad copy and extensions. If it is at that 2% level, then I would look at my conversion value. In my case, I have no conversion. So I've spent about $564. Zero conversion, that means something's fundamentally wrong with the way I'm targeting. So if there's values in conversion and you can see what's the cost per conversion, so if it's one conversion here, then that's $163 to convert, then obviously I'd look at some of the other stuff. So if there's no conversion here, then obviously there's something wrong with the way I'm targeting or the keywords I'm targeting. Now, if there's very low conversion, or there is next to nil or very negligible number of conversions, so you're not happy with the conversions happening, you can check the keywords tab and you can check the search terms. And so these are the terms that people have typed in and clicked. So Google Web Designer, for an example, has gotten 3 clicks for a value of $28. Web design, web developer Indonesia, Google Web Designer, website creator, website designers, and so on and so forth. So you can obviously see that some terms have been excluded, like Google Web Designer has been excluded. Ideally, web developer Indonesia should have been excluded too because you're targeting Australia, and so on and so forth. So obviously that gives you a bit of insight into what's going wrong, why you're not getting conversions, and obviously you can focus on that. So going back after you've obviously looked at these things, after you've sort of gone ahead and said, well, my clicks, I'm getting impressions, I'm getting clicks, my CTRs are good, cost is, the money is being spent, there are some conversions. The next thing you can check is the actual quality score of the keywords, which is the thing over here. And anything that you see that is a 3 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 or all the way up to 7 out of 10 can be improved upon. So in order of importance, if you go back to the campaigns, in order of importance, let's have a chat quickly. So if I go in here, go back into the search campaigns, all campaigns, go into generic web dev search. Here we go. In order of importance, check if you're getting impressions and clicks. Then check what your CTR, if it is below 2%, obviously a lot of improvements can be made. Then check conversions. If you're getting good conversions with good cost per conversion, great. If you're not getting conversion, obviously because you don't have CTR, but if you're not getting conversions or you're getting negligible number of conversions, check the keyword search terms report. And once you've done that, and if everything looks okay over here, then you're obviously looking for quality score improvements. So that's how you would go about assessing any ads account. And usually by assessing these 3 or 4 factors, you would have already pointed out 8 or 10 things that you can improve in this account, thereby creating a positive ROI.